incremental greetings. Let's continue the Supermemo course, the Pleasurable expansion. Now it's time for the feature of Reschedule that can be triggered by Ctrl+J. And this is element per element basis. It's one of the element operations you can do. There are many features that are about to spawning and rescheduling. So what does this has in particular? Let's dig into that as a starting point because there are many.
To postpone or change the interval. So if you want to see something first, before or after, you use Ctrl+J. Let's say I want to see this.
By the way, this looks the same. You remember what happens when you do Ctrl+M? You remember that element. And you have to put the starting interval. Then rescheduling, it's the next interval, not the first, which could also be the case if you do it when there's no repetition yet, only automatic. But if you have already some repetitions, you can set, hey, whatever is the next one, the next interval, let me overwrite it. Because as a user in Supermemo, I have full power, full control. So even if the tag was a schedule, according to the algorithm, this item was best to see that day, I can change it. I can change whatever. Even the repetition history, I can edit manually if I want to. Full power. And one tiny detail, you may see that the dates here appear in Italian. That is one of the other limitations in Supermemo that gets the language of your Windows machine instead of the English. So even if you have set the Windows to English, if you have multilingual Windows, it will still use the whatever you have localized. So if you have, let's say, a Spanish copy of Windows, a Spanish license, it will appear in Spanish. And in his case, he has Italian, so it appears in Italian, even though the rest is in English. This happens in all Windows, but always in the dates and calendars.
It's in 2 weeks. Look at the priority.
Yeah, was the position 27, now the 44th, which happens to be the last one in his collection. Super tiny collection. But what happened here? He didn't change the priority now. He changed the interval. Let's see what he says. Then let's continue, because Fowl continues to mention this on the next video, because this video is about priorities, by the way. In the mark of 1 minute 47.
Postpone is Ctrl+J. What we're going to see now is how you can move in the topic in another position in the queue. So
exactly. Differentiate that. Ctrl+J is reschedule. So whatever the interval was, change it to a different interval. It's a different thing that whatever the position is, change it to sooner or to the higher in the queue or lower in the queue, but still in the queue. What's the difference? You just jumped the queue. That's it. The interval stays the same. Let's go back to Supermemo. So let me go to the next one. Okay, this one. 2 reps. Okay, 71 days. So the interval is 71. Awesome, very high priority as well. Then instead of Ctrl+J, I want to move it to the different place in the queue. So that's all, and see you in the next video.